Hey, so before we start, holy shit,
Consumer-friendly explicitory remark.
that Griffith video sure popped off a bit. Like, seriously, I wanted to make a 50 subscriber video, but while university work has me pinned down, and while actually making this video, over 100 of you have shown up since, and I honestly, I'm just super grateful. I'm actually just really grateful, so thank you guys for sticking around. And, to those of you who haven't subscribed, check out this video and then decide if this is the place for you. Like I said, I'd love to do this full time at some point, so it'd be good to have more of you around. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say at the beginning here. Yeah, enjoy the video. Peace. Yo yo, motherfudgers, it's time for another hypothetical. You are walking through a misted wood. You don't necessarily know where you're going. Maybe you're just exploring. Maybe you're genuinely lost. Either way, on your journey, you see signs of civilization. Cobblestone in the dirt, maybe a road sign. And then, finally, the soft, comforting glow of a fireplace. A beacon of comfort. Home in the dark. Though, as you approach, you hear this. How does that sound make you feel? Is it welcoming? Does it pair well with the warm comfort of the fire? Or is it unsettling, recontextualizing that comforting fire into the lure of an anglerfish? What do you do in that scenario? This is one of the many situations you will find yourself in the game Elden Ring. A wacky game where you find yourself in all sorts of scenarios, from being attacked by a crackhead who wants more limbs to being hit by the death laser of an angry crustacean. It's a game where you can stand on the edge of a cliff, look out into the distance and know that everywhere you see, you can go to. And everywhere you go has a story. And some of those stories can be some of the scariest shit I've experienced in media. The village of the Albanurics is one that you will eventually come across in Elden Ring, purely because there's an item in there that's essential to progress further. However, this is never really fully explained to you directly, and you are just as likely to stumble across the village yourself at random, completely unwillingly. And back in the day, when I played my first run of Elden Ring, this only added to the terrifying experience that is this village. A great example of storytelling in video games. You've been walking in these misty marshlands for a while now. Eventually, you find a massive cave entrance. Upon crossing the threshold for it, you find that all the water beneath your feet is now poisoned, contaminated, toxic. The mist in the air gets a lot thicker, and then in the distance you see what looks to be men hanging from pillars and rafters. This alone is enough to make you investigate. You're a curious player, and usually you have a very big weapon. But as more and more bodies become visible, the sign appears. The village of the Albanurics. That's what this place is meant to be, though you have the feeling it doesn't really serve that name any purpose anymore. As you get closer to the village, you see the path leading up to it and the bridge overseeing it, both completely decorated with the hanging bodies of villagers. The survivors that are on the ground litter the path, but all they can do is mumble incoherent nonsense. They're terrified. And then, as you make your way to the centre of the village, as you are 2 steps away from the bonfire, you hear it. There it is, that sound, that entrancing sound. And unlike my previous scenario, the path before it is littered with bodies and broken men. Whatever is making this sound whatever has caused this chaos, is on top of that hill. And approaching slowly, you see the man himself, the perfumer, standing alone beneath the tree, playing his mournful tune. Ah, at long last, an opportunity to use my media studies GCSE that I got over a decade ago. Oh joy! So this is done with an excellent use of something called diegetic sound. What is that? Well, in media there is diegetic and non-diegetic sound. Non-diegetic sound is probably what you're used to hearing in games. It's your game OSTs, the boss musics, the other tracks that are not heard by the characters within the story, but are there simply to enhance the experience for the viewer/player. On the other hand, diegetic sound takes place within the world of the media. Your sound effects, your sword clashes, your spell casts, this can all be heard by the characters within the world. This song is diegetic, and something adds to the scene when you as a player realise that amid the aftermath of this chaos, someone is playing this song calmly under a tree. But that's not the only terrifying thing about this scene. One of the scariest things about this scene is that it gives you an out. You've walked through the entrance of the Albanieric village, you have the bonfire, you've resupplied, so if you didn't come here intentionally, you can just leave. You can carry on with your original objective, but something about that music is calling you, simultaneously warning you away from what it's about to do, while also mourning what it's already done. Something about that beautiful contradiction has you curious yet simultaneously terrified. The fact that you have the option to leave makes the decision to follow the sound all the more terrifying. In other videos, I may have briefly mentioned or implied a desire to see storytelling in gaming pursued as its own medium a little more, and this is exactly what I mean. This kind of story, this kind of experience can only be experienced through video games. A movie will definitely follow its narrative. A victim in a horror movie will open that big scary door no matter what you do or say in the audience. But only in a game can a scenario like this taunt you and yet simultaneously beckon you into walking into near definite danger. Well, simulated danger, of course. This is one of the best ways to convey horror in gaming. This is one of the best horror experiences in gaming. It's an amazing experience, and you will never experience it. See, this scene had such a profound impact on me that even months after playing it, it remained stuck in my mind. In fact, I was so moved by it that I started to make this video about it. However, when I went back to gather the footage of this scene with the song playing, all I could find was complete silence. What the fuck?
Consumer-friendly explicitory remark.
That's right, the music you could hear earlier was what I added in post. FromSoft removed the song from this scene. And I was puzzled by this, floored by this. The song added so much to the scene. It was so effective at sending shivers down my spine, at luring me deeper into the village. Why would they remove it? Why would they replace it with silence of all things? Well, I decided to look into it as I was making this video, and it all comes down to the enemy type. It all comes down to the Perfumer. You see, while the Perfumer did cause this chaos and he did do these things, the Perfumer was hired to do all of this. Here's the thing, the Perfumer, as in the Perfumer model in the game Elden Ring, does not have a flute. A flute simply is not part of his character model. This is the only Perfumer enemy in this game that plays the flute. The song wasn't even meant for this scene. It's the Song of the Pages, which can be found in the capital. This Perfumer was never meant to play this song. In fact, if you manage to sneak up behind him and get your camera angle just right, you can see that the Perfumer's model is bent over unnaturally, hunched in broken ways in order to look like he's playing the flute to a player in the distance. I actually looked a fair bit into this. I wanted to know who was responsible for directing the village of the Albinaurics, who designed this scene specifically in the game, because I wanted to know who decided to put this song where it shouldn't have been in order to add so much to it. But unfortunately, I could only find a few rumours as to who it was, and I don't really want to say those rumours, because if it turns out I'm wrong, then I'm giving credit to the wrong person. So whoever did this, whoever made that decision, I just want you to know that you deserve all the sloppiest head in the world. However, upon noticing this, FromSoft couldn't change the enemy to a page to have them play the flute, because it made no sense in the game's lore for the pages to be there. And since it required breaking both lore and the character model in order to get this character to play this song, they had to remove the song entirely, which is just heartbreaking, honestly. And sure, the scene is still pretty eerie and the Perfumer is still intimidating without the song, but the terror and the allure of going deeper into the village is not there anymore. It simply isn't the same, and it won't be for all generations of players after that point whenever they decided to change it. And that's just a massive shame. This game has many examples of excellent storytelling through gameplay, many quests and storylines that just start just because the player took a wrong turn. But of all the tales this world has, of all the stories I have yet to discover, I will always find joy and pride in telling the story of the perfumer that was. Thank you for watching. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Sorry this one took so long. I've been kind of swamped with uni work and other stuff in my life. It's been pretty crazy. I've got a few other videos planned to come out over the next couple of weeks, so that should be fun, should my schedule allow it. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. I like to respond to those. Peace.